Hello, everybody. Um, this is a grammar lesson. There's a lot in it. It's not a very long video, but I think that it's an important grammar lesson. And it ends with a homework that for some of you may be a revision, for others of you it will be a brand new thing. In either case, it's an important thing to know how to use this part of the language in French. And so these are negations in French that don't use the word pas. And that's the gist of the lesson. For again, some people have already started to learn how to use these expressions skillfully. Others are having their first introduction. That by the time you're watching this video, if you're one of my students, you already know how to say. You know how to say not in French. It's two words and not one. Like if I want to say I speak English, I say je parle anglais. But let's say I want to say I don't speak English. Je ne parle pas anglais. Ne and pas are not. And what I do with those terms is I put them around the verb. So the logic of this, I think, is something we've already discussed, but it helps you sort of think this question through. The French have other negations that exist that use the word ne, but don't use the word pas. The way that they say never in French is with ne and jamais instead of ne and pas. I personally hate escargot, so I might say, je ne mange jamais des escargots. I never eat snails. Ne jamais. Je ne mange jamais des escargots. Or, another sad thing. My husband's one of those tough guys who doesn't dance. You should have seen us at our wedding. It was the hardest thing to get him to dance, just because it's not his thing. He does not dance. So I could say, he never dances with me. Il ne danse jamais avec moi. Il ne danse jamais avec moi. Thinking of Edith Piaf fondly, to say nothing, one flanks a verb with ne and rien. I regret nothing. Je ne regrette rien. And here's a picture of Edith Piaf. And of course she says, je ne regrette rien, non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien. So, all right, poor Edith Piaf, being badly imitated. She deserved better. Their departure changes nothing. Leur départ ne change rien. Leur départ, their departure, ne change rien. Their departure changes nothing. Note that with rien, I can also begin a sentence. Rien ne change. Nothing changes. Rien n'intéresse mon petit-fils. Nothing interests my grandson. If I were frustrated, I might say such a thing. And then to say not anymore, something that was true but is not anymore. I would say ne and plus. And notice that I don't say plus, I say plus. She no longer works at the bookstore. Elle ne travaille plus à la librairie. She no longer works at the bookstore. Here we have a Parisian bookstore. The group no longer sings on the stage. Le groupe ne chante plus sur scène. The group no longer sings on the stage. And then ne and nulle part create the word nowhere. And I'm sorry I've chosen a sad picture. It can't all be snails in Edith Piaf. No, I'm sorry. Edith Piaf is sad. These people are legitimately sad. Je ne trouve mes clés nulle part. And notice that nulle part is two words, not one. Je ne trouve mes clés nulle part. They are homeless people. They don't live anywhere. Ils sont des personnes sans abri. The French also sometimes say les homeless, but they more often say les personnes sans abri, which literally means people without shelter. Ils n'habitent nulle part. Ils n'habitent nulle part. They don't live anywhere. And then to say nobody, one says ne and personne. Il arrive au rendez-vous, mais personne n'est là. He arrives at the meeting, but nobody is there. Il arrive au rendez-vous, mais personne n'est là. And then if I were in a bad mood, je n'aime personne. I don't like anybody. There's also a song that I have subjected a couple of my students to, usually in a more advanced class than absolute beginners, where someone sings, Qui est la personne? C'est simplement mon cœur qui bat. Who is there? Nobody. It's simply my heart that beats. Yes, you're really lucky I'm not your singing coach. I agree. But I do know French. There you go. To say hardly in the sense of, oh my God, that's hardly helpful. One says ne and guère. So if I said, his ideas are hardly reasonable, ses idées ne sont guère raisonnables. The children hardly help their mother with the housework. Les enfants n'aident guère leur mère avec le ménage. Le ménage is both the household, and if I say aidez-moi avec le ménage, that means help me with the housework, the things you do for the household. And then to say neither and nor, one says ne and ni, and one says ni more than once. Neither the dog nor the cat eat chocolate. Ni le chien, ni le chat ne mange le chocolat. It's actually very bad for dogs to eat chocolate. Neither he nor she is watching television tonight. Ni lui, ni elle ne regarde la télévision ce soir. So that's a short video, but it's quite a lot to absorb. My advice is to watch these expressions over and over again, because I've got homework for you. To wit, voici le devoir pour cette leçon. Here is the homework for this lesson. Regardez plusieurs fois ce vidéo avant de commencer. Look at this video multiple times before beginning. Take some notes, because you're going to write these things down anyway for the homework, and it would just be helpful for you to have it in front of you. So here's what I'm asking you to do. I am asking you to translate these. Obviously, feel free to use a dictionary. These are what I want to say. You to say 10 sentences, short sentences. Actually, there's an 11th short sentence. In French. Pierre never swims in the swamp. Neither the old man nor the baby is strung. I listen to nothing on the radio. I don't wear dresses anymore. That is hardly a solution. Nobody likes that stupid song. They look for Suzanne, but they find her nowhere. I don't have anything in my wallet. Nothing amuses me on the television. We don't telephone anymore. We send texts. One of the things that I noticed about the French is that they are very, very good at complaining. New Yorkers are good at complaining, but I dare say Parisians are better. And while New Yorkers are much better at cursing, I like American curse words much better. I think they are more final in their judgment against things. The French are awfully good at complaining. And if you learned how to do all these negations, you'll know how to be as negative as any Parisian. I don't know if that's a good thing to know, but occasionally it is useful. After all, if one does not complain to the management, one does not get a refund. So I don't say, like so many people do in the South, that we should just suck it up. No. This is what you learn how to say, these constructions, so that when you get into a fight with a store clerk in Paris because they took your money and didn't give you what you bought, you know how to express yourself, and they don't just, say you're a bad foreigner and call the cops, because that wouldn't be right. All right. Now that I have thrown this little pill of negativity into your drink, I've slipped you this Mickey of negativity. It is time for you to go memorize and do some homework. After all, words are power, and these words will become part of your power. Thank you very much.